GGM, uniting the people for good governance.
Good day, viewers. This is BVI Channel 1 on GGM Hour. Welcome back again to this wonderful year we all are looking up to that holds a lot of prospect to any one of us that diligently worked for it. Today on GGM Hour, it's my pleasure to begin this year with mentorship. A lot of things have gone astray in our society. The society have been broken, and there is no hope for the younger generation. And this younger generation are asking, when will they be the leaders of tomorrow? Seeing the kind and crop of leaders we have today, not just in Nigeria, but many African countries, resulting to bad governance. And that is why today we are in touch with a group of people that have stood out and have set a mark to mentor young people, beginning with girls. You're going to find out why after you take a look at this highlight from the very occasion I'm talking about. That is excellent. Today we have in the studio to expatiate more on this, the vision bearer of this organization, WADAN. Let us find out what is her aim, her goal, and where she's headed to. Where some people have their ulterior motive behind anything they are giving, but this time we have in the studio the vision bearer to help us conversate where this project and program is headed to. It's my pleasure to bring in the studio the program today, the president or the chairperson or the vision bearer of WADAN, in the person of Dr. Scholastica. Hello. It is my pleasure to have you today on our program today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right. WADAN had come to stay because you've just kicked off this vision you have. And the people would want to know, to start with, what is WADAN?
Thank you very much for this question. But first of all, before I define WADAN, I would like to how WADAN came about. Then I will define what it is and what it intends to do and what we have started doing at this time. You know, in life, there are so many challenges impeding some of the things we do, and that is lack of planning. And lack of planning involves not being able to human capital, very important. Development of human capital is very important in life for sustainability of growth and also to lead to get good leaders. As you can see in our society today, we lack leadership. And from the definition of what WADAN is Women Academic Doctors of Adazinu. And Adazinu is in Anocha local government area of Anambra State. And my name is, like he has said, I am Dr. Scholastica Mogechukwu Iloalo, the Chief Visionary Leader and the founder of WADAN. So the reason why WADAN came about is, like I said in the beginning, about the challenges, lack of planning and lack of human capital development. I was thinking about it one night. I was just sitting down in my room, and something came to me, although it's been coming to me, but maybe I wasn't paying attention. But that came that very day vividly in my mind, that I need to start something with a group of women. And not just any kind of women, but women with their doctorate degree. And the reason for this is that those women, for them to be able to work with WADAN and work with what we have, the vision, the mission, and the goal we set up, they have to have their doctorate degree, because it means they must have done rigorous research. They're familiar with researches, familiar with presentation. We don't need to teach them anymore. And that's why I chose that criteria to work with those group of women. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's excellent. talking about WADAN. From your description, you're talking about the membership to become a mentor in WADAN, because it's all about from the program I attended, is about mentorship for young people.
A thought-provoking quote. I believe in there's a quote that says, life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. So what it means that the life is open. As all of you are here now, tomorrow maybe one of you can be the governor, the president, or whatever. So as the life goes on today, you can be whatever you want to be in life. So the quote says, life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. So when you have the courage, as I did myself, I had a great courage and I refuse to give up in anything I do. So that's why I'm here today.
You don't get respect one man, you never get respect one man. I'm not really man. You know that I'm not really man. All that. You know that I want to raise you one and one. Hey, raise you one. In front of you, I'm going to raise one.
Please remain curious. Onya juju. Remain curious, remain focused, and remain passionate.
Happy and you love, clap your hands. If you're happy and you love, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know, and you really want to show that you're happy and you know, clap your hands.
May God bless the WADAN Community Foundation and guide us in this noble endeavor. Thank you very much.
Can you tell us about that more?
Okay, WADAN comprises of more than mentorship. Mentorship is one of the objectives of WADAN. WADAN is, like I said, a group of women who can empower women, other women. They can bring kind of networking in the society, in the community. They do some outreaches. And mentoring young girls is one of their objectives. So we need the inauguration on the 4th of January. And doing that, before we started that, we had to get some other women that are not WADAN members, but they are people that are capable of mentoring other the young girls, showing modeling and all that, behavioral character formation and all that. So we have them, we call them mentors. If you look at us that day, we are wearing two shirts, kind of. One was WADAN, and the other one is mentor. So the WADAN women are those with doctorate degree. The other one, some of them do have, but still not everybody in the mentorship program. Mentors have their doctorate degree. I just want to differentiate both of them. But those people, their duty is to mentor the young girls. And in mentoring the young girls, what they need to do is to show them those character formation, and then be able to show them, guide them through their traits and skills in their endeavors, in their area of endeavors in life. So the WADAN member, like me as the visionary, I'll be there, and the executive leader that will comprise and make sure that everybody is working as with those mentees to give them all that is needed of them to do.
Okay, all right. Now the target, as you guys started the kickoff with the young children, targeting female children. So is the male excluded? Are we excluded from the entire project?
As we or most people know, but not everybody believe in that, especially the men. Sometimes they think that women are talking of women liberation and all that. That's not the aim of WADAN. WADAN want to start with the young girls, and at the age of 10 to 12 years, because that particular age range is the formative stage in life. they haven't formed very well as an individual or individuals. So we want to start when they are still young, because it's good to start anything. Leadership trait start from where you are doing the formative stage. We didn't want to start with the ones that have grown like 18 years, 15 years and up. No, we wanted to start with the 10 to 12 years so that we can give them those, inculcating those moral characters in them and make sure that they are up to par in order to be good citizens in the society, like from the community, and then expand to all over the world, and also to give them, to be able to equip them to be able to function in the contemporary world. So we start with that stage of 10 to 12 years. So what we did is that the boys are not excluded, but we want to start with the girls. So empowering them, and then maybe in the future we can also go with the boys, because both parties, both male and female can exist in the society, and we want to get good leaders. We have to have both male and female in there to get them to be good leaders. So in our scope is wide. We are not starting. We are not just stopping from my community. That's in no. We are going to expand it later, but it's always good to start from the home. The other day says that charity begins at home, and that's what exactly what I intend to do, to start from my community, and then we can expand to other neighboring cities and the town, the state, and the worldwide. That's my intention for this program.
All right, thank you very much. Having said that, Lish, man to some extent, and my people who have been following Oborantim Cantion, my ears are not bigger than yours. And you know, our society has broken, and a broken society have no future. And as you are looking at the crop of leaders we have today, the mentality of young people above this age bracket she mentioned, to a large extent, is lost. Now, we need a new orientation, a new crop of mindset, and you need to catch them young. And that's why WADAN is targeting young girls. And to me, what struck my mind when she was speaking is, train a girl child, you've trained nations. That is it. Because female folk is very crucial aspect of our society. And that is why I really applaud their vision, and that's why GGM identifies with it in any form or shape, at any length. On this platform, we'll continue pushing this orientation from WADAN so that our people can embrace it. She mentioned about the scope. It's not just going to end or start and end in Adazin Nuku, her village. But you have to start there, because charity begins at home. My own charity will not start in your own compound. It has to start from mine and gets across to other parts of the Southeast Igbo land, and by extension Africa and the world at large. And come to think of it, there are so many of our people, not just in academic field, in career path, but also in social cultural development of our children. Makandi no obodo oyibo, our diasporans. This very organization is extremely very important for you. So it is good we encourage this gesture. And why I was concerned about the male folks is, if we lose them, the kind of people we are grooming today as political leaders and leaders of endeavors in different fields, is nothing to write home about. Is everybody to himself, God for all of us. And that is why we are where we are at the moment, the middle of nowhere. And GGM cannot do it alone, if not partnering with this vision of WADAN. Cultivate this vision. Toba this vision, they are going to give birth to the future we all seek. And that is exactly what we are talking about. It's a pleasure to have you today. And let's talk about briefly, how are you going to survive financially to sustain this vision? Because it's very important.
I know, it's a very good question. And it's a dilemma to talk about this. But anyway, nevertheless, we are optimistic that when we share our vision to the world, starting from BVI, then the whole society will know about us. And I know human beings are who they are. When they see people that are volunteers, that's who we are, trying to change the society, especially in terms of leadership and mentoring, because the moral character, the moral decadence in the society is so enormous that people have given up. But I told them, with WADAN, we're not giving up. There's still hope, and we keep that hope going. So in that aspect, we are hoping that the good citizens of Nigeria, the good citizens of Anambra State and worldwide, when they hear us and see what we are doing, I'm sure they'll be moved to support us financially and otherwise. Before now, some of us are using our little mega salary to keep this going, because it's a vision that has been out there. The passion I have for this, I'm not going to stop, no matter what it is, no matter how difficult it is. Instead, I ask people to support me through donation and otherwise. If they don't do that, I will continue what I'm doing and then keep going. And I'm very optimistic that it will succeed. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for that, your exposition, honestly, because that is exactly one of my major concerns to sustain it. Just like people will always ask, how do you sustain your operation on GGM? So, miraculously, we've been surviving, to be honest with you. Now, why is this very vision very important? I'm going to elaborate on it, then allow her to expatiate on it from my own personal perspective. You know, as a young guy, I was growing up, I had these skills, football. And at that time when we were playing, if you go out to play, or you're seen on the street, playing football, going to the field, you are considered a wayward child, especially from the community where we come from, or the society where we live. So it became a huge concern. Those who are into football, and if you look at the society, that they are wayward, they are on the street, they can pick up any kind of attitude, from smoking to stealing and all of those kind of lifestyle. It became a problem. And when we are growing up, we don't really have that mentor that is going to expose us to understanding how we can blend our academy and also our skill. And that is one major challenge. School. I had it at the back of my mind. And when I was growing up, after my primary school to secondary school, nothing matters to me apart from football. I said, I'll play football after, so there's no need for me to put in effort to academics. To be honest with you, my father and my parents, my parents were just devastated. That I told them after secondary school, there is nothing for me about education. I'm entering into football full time. And what happened? It almost destroyed me. Because a lot of people, not just in football, but other skills of endeavor, have been killed by the society. Not through even social vices, but also through the system that is designed against them. The government is not paying attention to this very critical aspect of our society. Human capital development is not just about going to the university to learn academics, but also to develop your skills and talent and add to the society values. So what happened to me? I jumped into football. I went into professional football very early, but Nigeria happened to me. As usual, to many people. What are you going to be in the future? I'm going to be a doctor. At the end of the day, on a keke driver. Many of them, today, even as graduates, are still riding keke because of lack of mentorship, because that is where it starts from. Who will tell me that footballers can become graduates, become doctors, and the rest of them? Nobody told us. Until it took one guy in our camp when I was playing professional football in Abuja with Lepa FC. And I discovered that 2 of my teammates have gone to youth service. I saw their picture, I went into their room, I said, what? So people who can play football can also go to school. That was a turning point. I packed my bag from the camp and returned back like a prodigal son. I told my parents, I'm going to school. It was like a miracle. Today, not just that I schooled here in Nigeria, I also schooled in the UK and came back to add to the society. And that is why it is important. I'm using myself as an example, but it has happened to so many people. There are so many kids out there, there is no future for them, nobody to mentor them. The only people that they look up to is what we're seeing online. Everybody is now an influencer. Do you know what your children is being influenced to be? Apart from parents, the next factor of mentorship is the social media now. Are you there? What are they learning from? Who are they following? Who is their idol? Only God knows, and you also knows what is going on in the social media. So that is why this very vision is important. Call it as your own. You can benefit from it. The society can benefit from it if we all together hold it as a project. GGM have already embraced it. BVI will continue giving it a voice. What you need to do is to share it to most people and also be involved in it. Vision for tomorrow, service to humanity. And that is why people like Dr. Ogechuku Ilohalo should be encouraged. You need to be encouraged. Honestly speaking, you need all the encouragement in the world to make this vision happen. What is your take home as we are wrapping up on this program today?
Like you has already explained with your using yourself as an example, and that's my vision in this program, the WADAN, the trajectory of diminished education in the society, which I was observing, is like neglect. People that went to school are kind of being neglected, and the society look at it that there's no need, there's no hope, there's no need going to school anymore, because maybe sometimes after school people don't have a job and all that, and they feel that education is no more important. And I'm sitting down here to tell you that education is very important. It's very important in a way that you have to have basic education irrespective of what you want to do in life. If you want to be a seamstress, you want to be a tailor, you want to be a farmer, it's very good for you to go through education. Even the most basic education, so that you can broaden your mind to be able to make critical decision making in all your aspects of your endeavor. So it's very important that through that vision of diminished education, I came in to say that no, we can't stop here. We have to move on. We have to keep going. And also, one of the vision of WADAN is also the moral character in the society is just declining. And it has declined, not even it's not declining. It has already declined. And I want to revamp with my group, the WADAN. We want to see how we can revamp it by training, mentoring the young girls to know the moral character and values in the society by giving them those formations with the age we chose, the 10 to 12 years old. So we start concreting some of the moral values in the society. We look back also to whatever our parents gave us when we are growing up. So we're trying to impact that to them so that it cannot be forgotten. And also we have to leave a legacy for the world. When we live in this world, we have to keep something that the next generation will be able to benefit. And we don't want to leave the society without leaving anything for them. Like me as an example, I give myself as an example. My parents, they formed me in a way. After God, my parents were the next. Whatever my parents shared with me or made me is who I am today, and I remain grateful to them. So I want to impact that to other young people, 10 to 12 years old. I know parents are very busy. Some of them might have the idea to do that, but lack of time, lack of financial constraints. Some of them will be running up and down trying to make living. But we, the WADAN group, decided to help the parents. We are volunteers. We are not being paid for this. That's why I said in the report that we need support from the universe to help us to inculcate those skills and traits in the young ones, to let them know that hope is still high. They should not lose any hope. They should be able to gain from us, the mentors. We show them good character, and also modeling to them on the best way to behave, on the best way to act in the society, so that they will also be able to move on with the contemporary world, especially being that leader. Well, we need leaders in our society. Let me give you an example. And because of this leadership that I've noticed since I've been going on in my mind for years, I went into my education, my doctorate degree, and I had a doctorate degree in health administration. And my research was a grounded theory where I was trying to research to find out why is it that the society it is what it is today, and we don't have good leaders. There must be a reason why those leaders are not performing very well. And I found out that ethics is very important in life. And those goes around the moral characters and everything about work ethics and the rest of them, that we need it in the society. And have at the end of my program, later on, I had to write a book. And the title of my book is Ethical Leadership in Healthcare and Other Industries. And when I say other industry, means every industry in the whole world, including the family. The family where the parents, the father and the mother are the head of the family, they are leaders. And they need to teach the young ones, their young ones, what it means to be a leader, showing the good example. In a public entity, whoever is managing or governing the place need to show good example to the subordinates so that they can follow up and become good leaders in our society. In the church, the religious, whoever is the head of the religious group should be able to show those examples, and the ones following them will learn from them and become good leaders. I can't name it all now because of the time constraint. Every entity needs good leadership, and they need to practice ethics in all their leadership role. For more information on the ethics and the framework on practicing it, you can contact me, and I will share more information. Any industry, any organization that is lacking in so many things about the workers and things not going on well, contact me and I will share with you some of the frameworks, some of the things you need to keep your organization going and be able to function appropriately. Thank you very much.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Omoalo. And I want to also share with you, in case you don't know, I skip the best for the last. Dr. Scholastica Ilohalo is a writer. She has written quite wonderful books. And the most prominent is Ethical Leadership. And I hope you lay your hand on this book. Just read it. You know how people don't know the importance of reading. Read this book, like you read your religious books. Then you will start inculcating this mentorship into them. Buy these books for your children. Even as at my secondary school, I had someone, who introduced me to books. At my secondary school, in the, early 90s, I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, 4 Quadrant. If you want to get rich, don't go to school. That one is one thing that Trump wrote that got me connected to that man way back. If you want to be rich and wealthy, don't go to school. Then I picked interest and read some of those books, and it's changed my mindset. And to be honest with you, it is making impact in my life. So pick this book, Ethical Leadership. Every of our child, especially from Africa, needs this. This is supposed to be in all our libraries. But the kind of government we have. I wish people like us, we delve into government. I will change the narrative. I will hope that you're going to be part of this crusade and campaign so that we push this thing to the point where the people can take over their lives and effect good governance. And that is what GGM is all about. So having said that, honestly, I want to sincerely appreciate you for taking your time all the way from America to come and be with us here to add value to your community to start with, to Anambra State, by extension, Igbo land, the Southeast, Nigeria, and globally. Thank you very much for giving us your time on GGM Hour. We hope to have you once again anytime soon.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Maybe one more thing I need to say about, I will quote, it's called Wendell Holmes. Wendell Holmes says that a mind that has been stretched with new ideas will never remain the same. We never remain the same with its original dimension. So let's say you know ABC today, and after exposing yourself to reading and listening to all things like what WADAN is doing, the mentoring, because I remember that day at the occasion when we were having the inauguration, some of the children, I gave them a notebook, a very big notebook, and I told them, this notebook will remain with you for the rest of your life. Make sure you write. Many speakers spoke that day, presentations, listen to them, and just anything you can grab from that, write it down. You will refer back to it next time when you get it. If it's finished, I'll give you a new one. So that's what he's trying to say. One in mind, when you expose yourself to new information, it can never be the same. And that's why I have my favorite quote. It's also in my book. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. So we are all exposed to everything about life. It's when you have that courage to forge ahead, then you can get to wherever you want to be in life. Do not belittle yourself. Don't beat yourself low. Just keep going, and then eventually you'll succeed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Once again, I need to give you a high five for this one, honestly, because this one got to me. This one, because you're amazingly Ndioka. Honestly, thank you so much, Dr. Scholastica. It's a pleasure to have you here. And to our esteemed viewers out there, that is where we're wrapping it up on GGM Hour today. I believe you've learned a lot on this conversation. Let the discussion continue on the comment section. Her number will be dropped on the comment section, also on the description of this video. You can as well reach out to us anyhow, anywhere. You will get that book. I think it's in Amazon, and yes, I tell you, you will come back to say thank you, what you've given to your children. I'm Asuchel Peters, the advocate for good governance, preaching this message and pushing this crusade that will deliver the people from bad governance, speaking undiluted truth. I'm signing out on this, saying stay blessed, stay safe, stay connected is very important to this very platform, GGM and BVI Channel 1. Bye-bye for now.
GGM, uniting the people for good governance.